Hello everyone and welcome to Arms for Charity. I am Tanner, and I'm going to be playing through story mode and checking out a bit of the lore, because I don't think a lot of people know about the super sick Arms lore that I have unlocked that we can give a read through. But yeah, what are we here for, Tom?
We are here for Child's Play, the foundation that basically takes donations and uses them to purchase toys and games for kids based in hospital for an extended period of time. And you can imagine what it's like at the best of times for a kid trapped in a spooky hospital-like environment. Like, God bless everyone who works in hospitals, especially during a pandemic of all times. But it's harrowing. It's a very lonely experience, and for a kid that just kind of multiplies itself exponentially the longer they stay in there. And during a pandemic such as this, when we're streaming this event right now, they may not even get to interact with their parents physically because of regulations and whatnot. So we may have reached our goal on day 3 out of a possible 10, but I think we can get these kids a few more Switches and games. So donation button is below the window or in the stream tile. Let's go above and beyond, plus ultra.
Heck yeah. So, for who I'm playing as, I will be playing as Min Min, as she is the newest Smasher, and we want to give her a bit of recognition. We'll be seeing a lot of the different characters, though. So, this game does run on a sliding scale of difficulty, and depending on what type of difficulty you pick, you will get a different end game. 1 to 3 are pretty easy, pretty standard, but you only get the most basic final boss, who is just a regular fighter now. If you go to levels 4 or 5, you, 1, get their characters' endings, and 2, you get to face off against the first final boss that was added in a patch. Levels 6 and 7 are the most ridiculously difficult things I've ever played. It took me about 5 hours to beat it on level 6, let alone level 7. You do get the true final boss, who is so difficult it made Yuzora look like a walk in the park. So we're going to be picking level 4.
You got it, man. Just have fun with it.
Yep. So I'll be using her default arms as well, because hey, those are in Smash.
Cool.
With our boy Biff here, he'll be giving us the laydown of the lore of this world. Live from the Ramen Bowl, the heat, the flavor, the zing of the Arms Grand Prix is upon us. And who else would be here to share in this action-packed event but your buddy Biff? Min Min is 167 centimeters. Her weight is unimportant. Don't look into it. She's 18 and she likes eating noodles. She's a member of ramen royalty from the Nintendo Noodle House.
Hey.
Her story is basically, man, how can I make our noodles world famous? I know. Points to the sky. I'll become the champ. The first match you have will always be on your home turf when you're playing through the arcade mode. And then after that, you get sort of more varied ones. And of course, we get a very legendary mashup here. We get the guy who everyone thought would be in Smash, but only came out to be an assist trophy, Springman. So before a match, you do get to pick what arms you would like to use. I do like to do Megawatt and Ram. This is my go-to combo, because you got one fast, one slow. Basic combat is Imagine Boxing, but long range.
It's actually for the best that you had internet problems on day 6, which was Variety Day, or as we now know it, technical difficulties day, because what is Arms but long-range boxing, really?
It's true. I know everyone was really wanting like some connection to Punch-Out with this, as they're kind of similar in terms of, you know, everything, but we only got that now with Smash, at least.
Did you remember to put your bitrate back up, mate?
I did.
Cool. Good stuff.
So Min Min has a good number of gimmicks, including the ability to use kicks that allow you to block attacks. You also get the ability to power up your dragon when you use a grab or you hold a dash. Someone in the comments is asking, did I use Joy-Cons or the Pro Controller? I am using a Pro Controller, and there's big differences depending on the controller you use. If you're using a Pro Controller, 1, you don't have to deal with motion controls, which is nice, but you also get less control over your arms. With the motion controls, you can tilt and move in separate directions, versus with this where your tilt controls are kind of like the direction that you're going to move in, so super comboed there, which is, it's annoying, but it's not a round over immediately. It's just something that you gotta deal with. So I really like the Megawatt because it does have, all the weapons have like an elemental type, and the different elemental types do different things, such as the Megawatt will disable the opponent's arms, which in a game like this means they can't guard even. So you can go a charged Megawatt into, oh, there we go, we lost that round, but that's all right. You can go a charged Megawatt into a grab or even a super, so it's pretty cool.
Cool. We have a $3 donation from StarMech. Personally, I'd have preferred Dr. Coyle as the Smash rep, because it would have been another antagonist into the roster. Still, Min Min was my second choice. Anyway, here's $3. Thank you very much. That brings us to $4,643 on the dot.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Coyle is really cool. She's actually probably one of the cooler characters in this game. Every character actually has a really unique gimmick, aside from like, well, even Springman kind of has a gimmick. There's some characters whose gimmicks are a lot more basic, and of course it made the lead up for Smash really interesting, because you're like, some of these characters would play totally differently from the others. So it really made us, you know, question, well, who's it gonna be?
I kind of knew in my heart of hearts it wasn't going to be Springman, because just the promotion from Assist Trophy has only really been a once-in-a-lifetime thing with Little Mac.
Yeah, and that even wasn't in the same game that he was an Assist Trophy, so...
I think it all came down to, like, Min Min, Twintel, or maybe Ninjara.
The only reason I knew it wouldn't be Twintel is because Sakurai really likes to represent this series with, you know, their representing them correctly, and to have a character in ARMS who doesn't fight with their arms would not fly. So I was like, it wouldn't be Twintel because she fights with her hair instead. Right, and we're off to fight against Ribbon Girl on her stage with real poppin' music. So I did switch over to Dragon here. The Dragon arm is actually different than it is in Smash in that it actually does not do a physical hit ever. It is purely ranged here. It is a zoning tool. You can use it to fire a really long-range laser to hit the opponent there. It is really good if you can kind of trap them with it, but using two of them is actually really difficult because, again, you have zero actual control over it with the physical damage.
Right. I gotta say, I don't really have much to add to this one. I'm mostly just here to support Tanner. I beat the Grand Prix maybe once, and I felt that was enough arms action for me.
This is actually a really surprisingly difficult fighting game arcade mode. It looks like something that should be fairly easy, and you think you could gimmick through, but as you go on, the opponents start to get real rough. Actually, people are talking about Lola Pop there in the chat there. She was who I beat on the hardest difficulty because she can aerial guard by inflating herself.
Anyway, moving on from that, can you just quickly double check the number that you're outputting bitrate-wise, mate?
Sure.
Like, you don't need to turn off the stream or anything. Just
no. I'm at 3,000. Pop that up to 4.
Yeah, 4.5.
All right. Make it look a bit nicer. This is a nice looking game, honestly. The character models are really good.
That looks much smoother, much crisper now, yeah.
All right. So the thing about the supers is you can easily whiff them. You really want to make sure that you catch your opponent either while they're jumping or while they are attacking you. Just because otherwise they can guard it, and then there's very little chip damage in this game. You're really safe if you're guarding. I mean, aside from the grab.
Oh, we have a new donation from Deimos, one of our mods. Here's some money to make it both even and uneven at the same time, making me want to get back to ARMS. 57.69. Thank you very much, mate.
Hey, thank you.
We are actually only $300 away from 5,000K for Child's Play, guys. So I know the big game is on Monday, the 100% run of Donkey Kong 64, but, you know, there's a couple of days before that, so...
Hey, if we could get it even today, that'd be real sick.
Did I say 5,000K? Yeah, that's a bit much than what I meant. 5K is what I meant.
All right, next up is Mechanica, who is another character that we sort of knew wouldn't be in for the fact that she does not have stretchy arms. She uses a mechanical suit. She's basically Tronbon without the crotch plate.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually have a mini game here, though. Now, this is actually a little bit difficult. Basically, what you have to do is these targets will appear, and your job is to break them. You need to break more than the opponent. This is easier said than done with the computer, who seems to be really good at hitting them. The best way I've kind of determined to do it is to actually hit and stun lock the opponent, because if you do
You
that,
bastard.
no, if you do that, one, you get points for hitting them, but two, it's like they can't attack. So that's kind of the best strategy I figured out, but they will rack up points quicker than you because they can get multiples real easy. They're masters at hitting multiple targets. I might have to redo this one because I might have picked a bad arm, being the dragon arm. It's coming up close though.
Coolio.
I might have to redo this one. There is also an Akuma in this mode. Oh wait, no, I actually beat her. Okay, cool.
Nice.
If you were to beat this whole arcade mode without losing a single round, Springtron will come in like Akuma before the final round and be like, oh, you must test your might. I've never got him because this game is actually really hard. It's easy to lose rounds on.
$2 from Starbuck. As I mentioned before, an ARMS graphic novel series published by Dark Horse Comics and written by Ian Flynn of Sonic comic fame was supposed to come out long ago, but had been placed in eternal delay despite already being finished. A shame, really.
It did get a free comic book day variant, actually, that comic, so there's like a short version of it out. But yeah, it never did come out. I think it's because ARMS didn't really get immediate Splatoon love. You know, it had a fan base, but it didn't like shake the world, and especially Japan like Splatoon did. Got Misango here. Probably the most forgettable character in the game for me, just because he was one of the update characters, and he didn't really bring anything super cool to the table, other than kind of like a mask system, kind of like a Bionicle. Just wanted to mention Bionicles on stream sometime today.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about watching ARMS? Because obviously we have story mode here, so there's a little bit of context to the fighting. But do you feel Nintendo's push for ARMS has been enough, too much? What do you think?
They definitely did try and push it with stuff like there was an invitational tournament when it was coming out.
I remember that, yeah.
They try to push it as a pretty big thing, and it never did reach kind of, I think, where they wanted it to. I just lost that round, that's fine.
It's cool. That's what the 2-round system is for, mate.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the few games where getting grabbed really feels like it sucks. You know, it's like some fighting games you get grabbed and you're like, ah, whatever, it's fast. But in this one, the grabs are so long and they do so much damage that it feels so shady to get grabbed.
Mm-hmm. Right. So good job you've got that dragon thing that can fire a laser.
Oh yeah, it's like I said, it's really useful for the for long range because you can really snipe with it. But it sucks when you're in the close quarters. So that's why I kind of try and keep a short range and long range arm kind of at the same time because they do work kind of well to contrast each other.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Cancel my super. Yeah, if you get hit at all during your super, it will cancel it. You gotta be careful.
That
about
makes sense.
Yeah, it is like the balance for it is pretty good there.
Taking some chip damage from his poison.
Yep.
Good job confusing him by sending out the big ball and then using the laser.
Yeah, so you really have to think with two brains for this game. You have to think about both your hands as separate entities at once. You can't just think of it as, you know, just like, you know, you as one fighter. There we go, that's that. Oh wait, no, he's guarding. Okay, like, I might timer scum him.
Such a bastard.
Yes! Hey, no, it's strategy. He's going with his gloopy arms. So every character has, by default, 3 sort of default arms that they come pre-equipped with. However, you can unlock a ton more, as well as unlock everyone's arms for each other too. So if you like a character's playstyle but like them to have a certain type of arm, you can get them to have it. You just have to unlock it through a little mini game similar to the Break the Targets that we played earlier. There's some interesting combinations. There's definitely some that are better than others. There's some that are kind of functionally useless. There's some interesting ones, like there's a counter arm, which literally will bounce back the opponent's arms, which, if used correctly, can be scummy. However, the opponents usually know how to get around it pretty easily.
Got the OST on right now, it's pretty clicking. What do you think of the ARMS musical style, mate?
I know it's a big meme, the fact that almost all the songs are remixes of Oh, but honestly, I love a good reused melody, and especially with the different genres it remixes it to, I actually really like it.
Yeah, it's kind of SA2-esque in how everyone has their own musical genre style, and also that meme isn't actually true, because I'm listening to Ninjaro's thing, and I don't think they've gone oh once.
Nope, it does have the melody of the main theme, but it does not actually use the O's there. No, it's a really good soundtrack, and it is really vibrant for the fact that, like, when you're on the character select screen, you'll get, like, a bass line, and then when you select your character, their instrument goes in. So, like, you'll get times where it'll be a character, their instrument will be reflecting, like, the music there. So it's really cool. A lot of people really like Master Mummy's stage music. I'm not the biggest fan, personally. It's still good. Master Mummy is arguably the grappler of the game, as his grabs do deal more damage, and he has a mechanic to heal himself, which is annoying. Also, his stage has a hole in the middle that, when broken, will allow you to bounce in the middle, which the easiest way to break it is, of course, his slam attack.
Now, you can already see how tricky the game is, and this is just on level 4 difficulty, so...
It is on the highest difficulties. It is so difficult. I was shocked at just how hard Nintendo expects the kiddos to be able to play this.
Well, you know, it's a welcome change from dumbing down the games of previous generations.
That's true. Yeah, level 4 is what I would argue is normal. It is the good difficulty, because it's not too easy, not too hard. Level 6 and 7 are, you have a death wish.
Yeah.
So there is, one of the most important mechanics is charging your arms. Your arms will charge up, and you'll get, that's how their elemental properties get activated. The best way to charge, I find, is at the end of a dash, you can hold the dash and you'll kind of vibrate in place, and that causes them to flare up. That's the best way to do it. There are other ways, like guarding for a certain amount of time, but I like to do the movement-based one. I did a level 6 run on my channel that took me about 5 hours to do, and that was, like, with breaks excluded, because it's like I had to take breaks during that time. It's a lot.
I know what I can contribute to this stream. Is the lore text-based?
It is actually, because
Whoa.
it's just you unlock pictures, and then the pictures you click on them and there's text.
Okay, well, I best bust out the dramatic reading voice for this one.
Oh, actually ARMS has a really extensive wiki, like fully customized too.
Hey, we have another $2 from Vicent Jerez. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Arms lore can be quite eerie when you think about it. Going to sleep and waking up one day to find your arms turned into stretched spring, unable to move them, and needing a special mask designed by a mad scientist to even start to recoil and gain control of your limbs.
Yeah.
Huh.
So the ARMS characters literally just woke up one day and they had arms, and it's kind of terrifying.
I didn't realize that's why they wore masks.
Yeah, the masks make it so they can actually not have their arms dramatically unravel at all times. So the masks actually hold them in.
In Min Min's trailer, she wasn't wearing a mask at the start, and her arms were fine.
So that people have pointed that out as Sakurai not knowing the lore of arms.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, the only thing about that is actually there's people who said, well, what if she's wearing the mask on her head, like a little bandana? So because it doesn't say it has to be actually wearing on your eyes. So there's always a possibility. But yeah, like people pointed that out. That but then again, it was for the hype.
I mean, the mask does drop down from above, so there is credence.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when people were saying that, but Yeah, but Kid Cobra is a rare person who was born with his arms like that. That is another piece of the lore, where it's like most people around puberty, they wake up and they discover that they are a person with arms. However, well, okay, actually, arms are the name of the things at the ends of them. Ironic, it's the hands. They just call it like the coil phenomenon, pretty much. Yeah, arms are their hands. It's kind of stupid, but... Anyways, let's beat up a cop.
Okay, let's do it. All cops are robots.
Yep. I was so terrified that Bite and Bark would be one of the characters that they picked for Smash, because he was one of the first ones shown with Springman. I'm like, he was like the one that I'm like, I don't want it to be Bite and Bark. They just are, they're boring. It's just a cop with a dog.
I guess. I'll be interested to read the lore about him. All cops are arms. His dog took that one back there. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. So what he can do with the dog is he can use it as a springboard a la Rush, but he can also, it'll attack, and if you do a super with him, they fuse into one.
It's kind of rad, I'm not gonna lie.
It's kind of cool, but he's also really boring as a character. I am playing as Min Min because she got into Smash, yeah. I want to show her off to the world.
Absolutely. I think it's worth the celebration.
Also, can I just say, I love her ramen bowl beanie, and if anyone made that, like, I'm still waiting on it for someone on Etsy to make one. I want it. Adorable.
Yep.
Though I do not have the luscious blonde locks for it. I'd look like Squid Ink soup with my black hair.
We might, keyword might, be getting an 8th person for our Smash thing, in which case we can do Knockout, but we'll keep the round robin there just in case.
Yeah, it would definitely be better to do it the regular style, but round robin works better for odd numbers. So one really good strategy is if the opponent is actually throwing out their arms at you and you have super meter, you can use that because super powered arms will go through their arms. So you can use it to literally just power through their punches and just be like, nah, I'm not going to let you do it. All right. Final round. Cop got one up on me.
Okay, so the 8th fighter is gonna be Donnie.
Oh, okay. Do we know who he's gonna play?
I will ask.
I do think her amiibo could have the stretchy arms because just make it with the similar fabric of the Guardian amiibo. He has like stretchy limbs.
So after we're done here, we could put together a randomized bracket.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
Mm-hmm.
Righto, we're on to match 8.
Someone said that the amiibo is edible. It's actually made of noodles.
Wouldn't be the first time GameStop has sold food. For real, the day Min Min came out in Smash, I got ramen beforehand. Oh, so good.
Good on you.
And you gotta get the real ramen. Don't get instant ramen. Real ramen is where it's at.
You gotta get it from one of those stands where there's like a little curtain you have to lift up before you can sit there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's like the one thing I remember most from the first season of One Punch Man, where he's just like chilling with Moomin Rider having ramen.
I actually got to go to one of those places when I went to Tokyo, and man, the dudes that make the ramen are just so friendly, and they're like, they see you and they're like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, Canada, and they're like, well, you get extra bean sprouts, and I'm like, thank you.
Oh, that's really nice. I mean, they're doing it to keep tourism coming, but
Absolutely.
you know, that's a win-win situation. The customer gets a nice ego boost, and they get good PR.
So Ninjar is probably one of my least favorite characters to fight, because his dash makes him disappear. And the disappearing lasts for a surprising amount of time. It's not the most fun. Ninjara was the character that Sakurai said was considered to be one of the playable characters alongside Min Min.
Donnie says he is leaning towards Sonic right now.
Alright. Do we have a Sonic?
I mean, who could have guessed? No, I think we don't have a Sonic yet.
Nice.
Pretty sure there's going to be 2 terrors.
Yeah, well, we've agreed on that already. Yeah, that's why he got the Mii Fighter outfit. I mean, also because he's one of the few, because both Ribbon Girl and Springman already had Mii outfits, so it makes sense because he's one of the first characters announced for the game to get a Mii Fighter costume. No! There are also these bombs that will occasionally appear on the stage. If you're really good, you can also knock them into the opponents, like I somehow managed to do, which I never managed to do. And I think, yeah, we're now in the semi-final match of the Grand Prix here. We're going up against a character that I kind of wanted to be in Smash Helix, if only for the fact that he screams. He, like, all of his win quotes and stuff are just him screaming, and it's like full-on screaming. It's amazing. Oh yeah, Helix is also 2 years old. He's a genetic experiment. In any of the modes that deal with like a multi-man melee style one, you fight a bunch of Helix clones.
Just dealing with admin work on my end.
No worries. We do have a question if there's any new donations, which might be a bit of a hinty-roo.
$2 from Starbeck. Taking Entom's job once more with the law. Dr. Coyle is the inventor of the arms masks. Helix, Springtrong, and one of the final bosses, Headlock. She and Max Brasser implied to have had a relationship in the past that went sour and fueled her fury in the tournament.
I didn't know that last part, actually. Probably because I didn't get her ending, so... Yeah, there's actually a lot of hints about Coyle throughout the game before she was even announced to be in. Like, you can actually see her bust in the background there. Not that bust, like a bust of her.
I understand.
You can actually, there's like, they talk, there's hints of a Dr. C throughout the game. So it's like, yeah, there was hints about her. So her appearance made people go like, oh, there she is when she was announced.
That's a good question, Silver Dude. Why are we here, and who are we? Well, we're here to raise money for the Child's Play Foundation, and we are Hellfire Comms, and this is the Super Nintendothon. Kids being in hospital is tragic at the best of times, but, you know, when you're there for days or even weeks on end, months maybe, in the most tragic of tragic circumstances, even a year, you need games or toys to help lighten the mood and keep you sane and whatnot. So that's what Child's Play does. They take donations and purchase toys and games for those kids in hospital. So click the donation button below or go to the donation link in the title and you can help spread some cheer.
For sure. We're now off to the grand finale. We get to fight the commissioner of the Arms League, Max Brass, who is a large lad. He was unplayable for a bit, and then in an update, they added him in. I really actually wanted this to be the stage for Smash, because it is like this beautiful sunset city. It's so cool. Like, looks like it's like right above where Springman Stadium is, pretty much. He is a Chad. He has one of his fists that he has right now is literally just a grenade strapped to his hand that explodes when he punches. It's really cool, but can cause self-damage. So thank you for picking that, Max Brass.
So is the story mode done after this?
Oh, there might be a bit of a twist.
Ah, I'm starting to see where I might have missed out on a bit of content, guys.
What's that?
Well, I guess I didn't play at your level, so...
Yeah, so you, there's, I mean, it's just one extra thing at the end here, and then the true final boss adds one more extra thing, which is a truer final boss, but there's a bit here you'll get to see.
Okay.
You do go through a regular match with him. He's not too bad. Because he is larger, he actually has a different entire fighting style. His wider build means you naturally miss the opponent and have to manually aim at them. There's no auto-tracking on his attacks, which is actually really hard to make him to play as him. I tried playing as him for a bit, and it's like no auto-tracking on your stuff sucks, because you want that tracking. But he does hit hard. He does have a mechanic to buff himself up. He's a Chad. He's an absolute Chad. But yeah, when his grenade arm is inflated there, if I hit it back, it explodes and hurts him. So again, thank you for having it. You're making my job easier. You have a built-in explode button that I just need to hit.
Looks like Max Brass was a Max ass.
More like minimum aluminum.
Sure.
Because like maximum brass. Alright, let's see what happens next. Can it be? Has someone finally taken down Max Brass? Oh, just kidding. Here's this hell beast from the sky.
Oh.
So you know how the Stone Mask in JoJo injects needles into your brain to make you be smarter?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, basically that's this, but it makes you smarter to be able to use 6 arms at once.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen Headlock before, yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of terrifying. He eventually gets turned into a regular item that you can pick up in battle modes, which is kind of weird considering it seems like it literally hurts the person using it, but okay. So Headlock here has 6 arms, and he will use all 6 of them to attack you.
Oh my god.
Guess what? The true final boss is Dr. Coil with Headlock, Dr. Coil has 4 arms. With Headlock, take a guess how many arms you have to dodge then.
Oh, I don't want to count, Tanner. I don't want to count.
Yeah, it's the worst. Also, she can disappear. Also, she can fly. It's real rough. So this is the original sort of post-final boss. Also, this battle theme is a triumphant remix of the main theme, and it's amazing.
Oh, let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, definitely look up. I think it's just called Versus Headlock because it's not Headlock and Dr. Coil. That's another whole different theme.
Okay, face off Headlock versus Headlock. Yeah.
Yeah, the true final boss takes no prisoners. Has like triple the HP. It's an SNK boss. I actually don't find Headlock to be too bad. It just basically means that every punch is 3 of them, so you just gotta dodge for longer. Also, it gets a black hole bomb super.
Kinda raw.
I'm very happy they put basically the entire Smash, or the entire ARMS music list into Smash, because it's just like, it's a good soundtrack.
You know, it's funny, that name redacted thing is the actual name of the track. They weren't keeping it a secret.
Oh yeah, no, that's the name. There's a lot of people confused by that, but anyone who's played ARMS knew that like that's what it is. Anyways, that's it. We have defeated Headlock.
That was coming down to the wire there, but you had the max brass, and yeah, yeah, good job.
We'll get a few different things to look at though after this, because there's more than just the story mode here.
Shorter run than I anticipated.
Well, like I said, it all comes down to if you get an AI who decides to be the worst, because there was even doing level 4 took a lot of time when I first started doing videos again on this.
Man, if this was like a higher age appropriate game, that would have exploded and taken Max's head off.
Yeah, that's what I fully expected it to do also. One of the things you don't get in this is, in the true story mode, basically what happens is Max Brass gets smashed off into the ocean, and Dr. Coil kind of invades instead. But then after you win, Max Brass flies in Mary Poppins style with an umbrella arm, and as he's flying in, he just goes, Max Brass, Max Brass, Max Brass, Max Brass, and he just says his name over and over, and I love him. So I
also just noticed his hands are grenades. So.
Yeah, well, that's one of his arms there you can get for anyone is the grenade hands. So we did really good here because honestly, we only lost a couple times. We could have maybe even got Springtron, but I think he's level 6 or higher, so we wouldn't have gotten it here. Oh, also the credits theme is so smooth. It's like a smooth jazz version of the ARMS theme. And that was one that I really wanted in Smash, not because it'd be good for fighting, but just because I wanted more people to hear it. A little sad it didn't get in, but it's not good for fighting. True Story Mode is just picking level 6 or 7 for difficulty, which is just, we would be here all night.
That's fair.
I do have a video up on my YouTube channel, if you want to see it.
What was the name of that YouTube channel, Tanner?
That is Tanner of the North, all one word.
There you go.
I'll skip the credits here because as nice as this song is, it lasts a while. And we do get the ending on level 4 or higher, which shows Min Min serving up ramen to her fans.
Just got a little screen cap with that, so I did.
Different little serving outfit, not the one in the Smash trailer. The one in the Smash trailer is so much cuter. Alright, so, I will show off just a couple things here. For one, once you get some coins, you can use it to purchase some arms. So we'll pick up Max Brass here, just to sort of show him off. So with this, you can actually go and, it kind of reminds me of the break the targets sort of thing from Brawl to get trophies.
Oh.
So you use this to get items as they fly by. You also get points, and the more points you get, the more chances you get at better stuff. So it's also just good practice for kind of bending your arms, because you'll want to try and get multiple things in a row. Especially because Max lacks any and all systems of actually, diverting his punches aside from manual. He has no auto-aiming. He's very large. So you can get arms for any of the characters, and they could be, again, any of the arms that someone actually uses, or there's a couple original ones. Pretty much every arm has, like, all of the base, like, there's all the base arms, and then there's elemental variants of each. So if you want a regular punch, that's fire element, you can get that. If you want one that's ice element, you can get that. If you want one that's electric, there's also explosion and wind, and they all just do different things when the charged up hit happens.
I'm glad that last one counted.
Oh yeah, and I got a timer boost, so I'm still going.
Wow. Look at this guy, just getting presents all over the place.
Yes!
Yeah, the chill nunchucks people like. So I got, for instance, a electric umbrella type for Ribbon Girl, and they are for each individual character. I got the Glusher for Ninjara. They are bouncy balls of poison. You got the Chill, or the Burchucks, rather, which are icy nunchucks. You use them like Dante. We got the Cracker for Kid Cobra, which is you fire off 3 little firecrackers. Got the Retorture, or Retorture rather, for Helix, which fires off 3 little fire ones. We got Min Min's Ram Ram for Max Brass. And yeah, so different ones that you can get. Now, we're going to go through the gallery, which was added in an update, which has some really interesting stuff. So this is another thing that you can use your currency for. For one, you can actually unlock all the promotional art they made for the game. So stuff like, Ribbon Girl checking out her ribbon collection. She has a whole bunch of them. I'll just go through all the ones I have. You get Mechanica just sitting out reading. Right? You get to see her kind of out. I love the art style for this game. It's like the promotional art. It's wonderful. You get Min Min with Kids Love Her. Min Min is super popular with the kids, which is no surprise given that Noodles and Dragons are about as cool as it gets. It's true. Yeah. Mechanica here fixing things up for the Arms League. They often hire her. So like you get a lot of the world building just through these pictures, and I really like that.
Shades of Penny Parker, though.
Little bit, yeah. We get good hydration because thirst. It's important for arms fighters to stay hydrated, but Helix is now mostly liquid. This is an adorable one that has Min Min in a Halloween costume, and it's so cute. It's very clear that the artist loves Min Min because she has the most alternate outfits drawn in all these. There's like her in her casual outfit and stuff right here. Like, here's them in their casual outfits, which are kind of cool. I mean, it's a bit of a shame they have to wear the masks though still, but it's like, yeah, just good world building. Then there was ones for the Arms World Tournament. They would do ones for different places around the world, like Merci for France. Here's one for...
I see you there, Helix. You ain't slick.
Oh, yeah. There was a thank you one for when the game released. Now, here's where the stuff is interesting. These are the Arms Lab Confidential. So here's where we get to get the lore. So it says Arms Lab Confidential 1. The earliest materials we have relating to the Arms ability dates back from 1,500 years ago. However, some experts believed it existed for at least 4,000 years. The hallmark coiling like a spring phenomenon cannot just be found in people, but in animals and plant life as well. So, for the past 4,000 years, they've been discovering things spiraling. And as you can see, some freaky, twisty creatures and stuff here. So it's been going on for a while. It's kind of like a horror thing. It reminds me a bit of Uzumaki there. And Arms Lab Confidential 2. The number of people with the Arms ability is rapidly increasing. Currently, 20% of the population is affected. So we're not at My Hero Academia yet, but we're approaching it. Where it's like, we're starting to get it where it's like a large number of people are getting it. considering that some of those affected may not have reported to the Arms League, it may even be higher than that. Though once deemed an oddity, in this day and age the ability is considered a gift and those with it are strongly admired.
Let's just skip over all the obvious, racism-related problems that this would cause.
Of course. So then we have Confidential 3. The arms of those with the arm ability transform into either something deeply connected to the individual or something that was near them at the time of their awakening. So that's why Min Min has Noodles for arms, because she's deeply connected to Noodles or was near one. Master Mummy is literally, wrapped up like a mummy, so that's part of him. Ninjara was near a Kurisama, so that's what became his arms. So it's something near you. It's not just you, it could be something near you.
Oh boy.
Right? Like, isn't it kind of freaky? So we have the Arms Lab Confidential 4. As previously stated, the Arms ability is nothing new, but Arms as a sport only dates back about 120 years. One particular attribute of the ability's nature had previously prevented competition, but all changed thanks to the special masks invented by the Ministry of Arms, what we call Arms Labs today. The masks are very important because otherwise your arms will just literally uncurl. So it says Arms Lab Confidential 5. The Arms ability often emerges overnight, with those affected discovering their transformation upon waking up. Awakenings are most common during teenage years, though in some individuals the ability has lain dormant for as many as 74 years. Some are even born with the ability, but this is extremely rare. As we said, Kid Cobra was born with them, but for the most part, almost everyone else, they wake up and they'll just be like, oh god, what's happened to my arms?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right? So based on our research, only 1 in 100,000 individuals are born with the arms ability already manifest. In the current league, Kid Cobra is an example of this. He never removes his mask and has been never disclosed anything about his family. He presents an extremely rare and interesting subject. Investigation of him must be prioritized. Because they're like, yo, why are you so special? I don't even know if that's a human under there. Another one here. The issue of arms unraveling and changing shape without regard to their subject's will was solved by the invention of special masks, which allowed for sparring via extendable arms. As a result, formalized competitions quickly gained momentum. In the present day, these masks are provided to those with the arms ability free of charge, manufactured by the Arms Labs and developed by the Arms League. So yeah,
That ain't sus.
Basically, it was like you would try and do stuff and you wouldn't control your arms. They would expand, contract, change shape. So they're like, okay, we got these masks. These ones will actually, make it so you can control them. So something you might notice about them is that the irises of the arms abilities take on a spiral shape. So anyone with the arms will have spiraling irises as well. Now, you might notice that Mechanica there doesn't, because she doesn't actually have the arms ability. She rides in a mech, right?
Yep.
So this led to the hypothesis that the ability could be controlled indirectly via the eyes, leading to the development of the masks. In order to prevent their misuse, the underlying technology is a closely guarded secret, only disclosed at the discretion of Dr. C. Again, that was the hint of Dr. Coyle before she was added to the game.
Yeah.
The Arms Ministry named the new sport that was created simply Arms. When the sport gained enough attention to sustain a professional league, the ministry changed its name and split into 2 organizations. Tournament organization and fighter development came to the jobs of the Arms League, and foundation research on the arms ability and development of related products became the focus of Arms Labs. Now, you might think, well, which one's the evil one, which one's the good one? They're both kind of bad.
Yeah.
They're both kind of nefarious. So it says there are no other known cases of the arms ability appearing in hair, so aside from Twintel. Subject has refused requests for examination 3 times. We sent a few staff members to infiltrate and hopefully return with a few stray hairs, but we've lost communication with them. Perhaps she doesn't even have the true arms ability, but how do you explain her eyes? So we're like, what's up with Twintel? Why does she, there's a bit of mystery with her. So the weapons in Arms are called arms, which is ironic because they go on the hands. But were originally basic boxing type gloves back in the day. However, nowadays they're like, no, we got private corporations. They're making up all these different cool ones. We got a dragon, we got a rocket, we got an umbrella. So there's like tons of different ones. So there's actually a thing about there's now this is the 2nd generation of the Professional Arms League. Because now we're getting arms fighters who are not actually using arms, like Mechanica, who fights with a robot, or Helix, who is just a blob guy. So they're like, okay, who are these new next generation ones? An example of that is Bite and Bark, who they initially went for the tryouts, combined into one form, and then they got sponsored to be in arms, and they're like, haha, joke's on you, we're actually a cop and a dog put together. And they're like, well, I guess we can't ban you. So they now fight as a tag team because they tricked the commission into thinking they were one person. Wouldn't be a cop to try and trick people. And then finally we have here, this was when Dr. Coyle was being kind of fully hinted at, so talks about her saying that she has 52 doctorates, but she lost the ability to taste food. Also, she's like 50 years old, but doesn't look like it.
Huh.
Yeah. Secret of the masks let them control their arms. If you discover the arms ability, please contact the Arms League Outreach Center. Get it? Outreach?
I get it, yeah.
And they'll give it to you for free. Then there's talks here of the secret weapon. So Project Wearable Weapon, intended for use as a sparring partner for fighters, has been initiated. In essence, we created the ultimate sandbag. Dr. C is the Project League. It's the first time working with them, so I'm quite excited. Will the average fighter be able to control so many arms at once? This is our initial challenge. So as you can see, it shows an arms fighter with this chest plate with 3 more arms coming out of it on each side. Not what we think. Then it says, for the Secret Note Research 2, we've come no closer to our initial challenge. A method of forcibly boosting brain power was proposed, but Dr. C dismissed it. We began tests based on the idea of expanding the thought capabilities of the device. We've modified the device from being worn on the torso to being placed on the head. The doctor responds to our communications promptly, but refuses to appear before us. It's unnerving. So yeah, they basically said, all right, we tried placing it on the chest and like it doesn't work. Let's place it on your head and like overclock your brain to control 6 arms at once.
Okay.
The prototype has escaped. It's now able to think. Oh, great, wonderful. Headlock has disappeared and seems in search of something. This is an emergency. However, the doctor's interests have already moved elsewhere. We've been instructed to create a version that can be more easily equipped and unequipped. We'll leave the escaped Headlock for the fighters to deal with. They're like, whatever, it's fine. In the end, I suppose it'll become a sparring partner for them. So yeah, they basically said, it's fine, whatever, we don't care, we got more research to do. So the Arms Research Lab, not the best people. They seem to be a bit shady. But yeah, that was the lore, right? So you get a little bit here. If you unlock more of the character art, which you get by paying for it, you get little snippets. And it is an interesting world, and that's why I do want that Ian Flynn comic to eventually hopefully come out, because it is a cool world. I do want to see more with it. All right. Anything else we want to show off, or?
I think we're good here, mate. So why don't we wrap up for the day?
Yeah, for sure. So, this has been us playing ARMS. Like I said, if you do want to see me try and battle the level 6 difficulty for the true final boss, you can find that at Tanner of the North. I guess we haven't shown off Hoops, but that's fine. Hoops is just a variant on the volleyball, really. So, we will be back tomorrow with what, Tom?
We have Link's Awakening Switch. It's going to be my first time playing the game, so that's going to be fun. And I believe we're doing Yoshi's Safari, hopefully, if Snake's Internet plays ball again. So, fingers crossed. If not, we'll either move it to another day, or we'll have it in Nintendothon 64, wherever that is. Either way, it'll get done eventually, as per the HFC motto. Hope you've had a good day with Day 7 of the Sports Block, guys, and we'll see you bright and early for a bit of Zelda Link's Awakening. Bye for now.
Yeah, for sure. Bye.